The first time I saw my neighbor's basement window glow red at 3:17 a.m., I thought it was just a malfunctioning bulb. But then, I heard the screaming. After my divorce, I moved into a quiet cul-de-sac in Raven Hollow, a sleepy little town tucked between hills and forest, the kind of place that seemed to stand still in time. My realtor had called it a fresh start. The house was small but cozy. White fence, a creaky porch swing, and right next to it was his house. It looked the same as the others, maybe even cleaner, too perfect, but it carried a strange stillness. The lawn was always trimmed. No lights ever came on upstairs. And the basement windows? Covered in thick blackout curtains, day and night. I first noticed the man himself when I was unloading boxes. He was standing at the basement door behind his house, just watching. Tall, pale, dressed in black. He didn't wave, didn't nod, just stared with these hollow, heavy eyes that didn't blink. Then he turned and disappeared back into the basement. His name was Mr. Alden, I later learned. According to Mrs. Kinsey from across the street, he'd lived there for 23 years, and no one in the neighborhood had ever seen him outside his basement. 3 nights after I moved in, I woke up at exactly 3:17 a.m. Screech. A metallic screech tore through the night like a rusted machine coming alive. It came from the direction of Alden's house. I looked out the window. The basement window was glowing. Red. And then a scream. It wasn't loud, not like a human scream. It was muffled, but it was raw, agonized, and human. I stood frozen at the window. The red light flickered and went out. Silence returned. I told myself it was probably an old boiler. Maybe he watched horror movies on a projector. But that didn't explain what I saw the next morning. Outside Alden's basement door, the grass was dead, forming a perfect trail about 3 feet wide that led from the door into the woods behind the houses. Like something heavy had been dragged. I didn't report it. What would I say? My neighbor glows red and screams at night? But curiosity had started digging into my brain like termites behind wallpaper. I decided to ask around. Mrs. Kinsey told me, don't poke your nose where it doesn't belong. Alden's a quiet man. We like quiet here. Old Mr. Ray, the retired mailman, said he hasn't taken a letter or package in over a decade. I stopped delivering to that house in 2012. Even the kids wouldn't trick or treat near his lawn. I should have taken the hint, but I didn't. One morning, a large cardboard box arrived. The label read, to Mr. Alden. From D. Weller, Elysian Medical Storage. The delivery guy dropped it between our houses by mistake. It was heavy. No return instructions. I stared at the box, hesitated, and walked it over to Alden's basement door. I knocked. No answer. I knocked again. Just as I turned to leave, the door creaked open, slowly. It was pitch black inside. Mr. Alden? I called. A sharp clack echoed, like something metallic snapping into place. Then a voice. Hollow, distant, gravelly. Leave it. By the door. I dropped the box and bolted. That night, the red light returned. But this time, the scream didn't stop. By now, I had a routine. Wake at 3:17. Look out. Watch. Wonder. Obsess. I started writing everything down. Times, sounds, colors, temperatures. Then I started hearing noises beneath my house. Whispering. Scraping. Like something digging. I even called a plumber who found nothing. One night, I snapped. I grabbed a flashlight and crossed into Alden's yard. My hands were shaking. I needed answers. I needed to know. I opened the basement door. It wasn't locked. What I saw inside made my breath stop. The stairs led into an endless corridor, not a basement. It was made of stone, old, decaying, almost organic. The air reeked of rot and iron. Wet walls glistened with black mold. Strange symbols were carved into the surfaces, some pulsed faintly red. As I walked, I heard movement, slithering, breathing. Then I heard him. No one leaves. Not once they enter. I turned, flashlight trembling, and saw Mr. Alden standing behind me. But he wasn't just a man anymore. His eyes glowed faintly. His skin was stretched, almost waxy. Long, unnatural fingers scraped against the stone wall. You shouldn't be here, he whispered. I backed away. Please. I just want to know what you're doing down here. He tilted his head, slow and unnatural. Feeding it. Alden gestured deeper into the corridor. I followed him, not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't move away. The walls became tighter, the carvings deeper. I began hearing voices, familiar ones. My ex-wife. My dead father. They whispered memories into my ears. Regrets. Sins. Then the hallway opened into a massive underground chamber. At the center was a pit, blacker than black, shifting. Chains lined the edges, some broken, some still holding, and something inside the pit moved. It whispered my name. I turned to run, but Alden grabbed my arm. It feeds on guilt. It grows stronger each year. That's why I stay. To contain it. His face twisted with sorrow. You opened the door. Now it knows you. Alden showed me a book. Pages of flesh. Ink made of something darker. I bind it nightly. I feed it just enough. That's why no one ever leaves the basement. If I do, it follows. He looked older now. Weaker. Like each binding aged him. I don't know how long I can keep this up, he muttered. I needed a replacement. My blood ran cold. You brought the box, he said. You heard the voices. It's chosen you now. No. No. I'm not. But the red light rose behind me. The pit began to crackle with energy. The whispers became screams. You either become the binder, or you become the offering, Alden said. His body started to wither, skin collapsing, bones snapping as he knelt by the pit. You have to decide now. Before dawn. The pit pulsed. I ran. Up the stone corridor. Up the stairs. I slammed the basement door behind me, gasping for air. Outside, the sun was rising. But inside, I still heard the whispers. That was 2 weeks ago. Every night at 3:17 a.m., I hear it calling me. Sometimes, the basement door creaks open by itself. Sometimes, the grass outside turns black in a perfect trail. I haven't slept. I haven't seen Mr. Alden since. I think he's gone. I think. It's waiting for me now. The red light comes earlier each night. Last night, I looked in the mirror, and for just a moment, it wasn't my reflection staring back. This morning, I found a box on my porch. The label read, to my name. From D. Weller, Elysian Medical Storage. It's ticking. I haven't opened it. Yet.